sweeter than the roses in May, sweet and lovely. Heaven must have sent her my way.
One of music's great early crooners was Ruggiero di Ridolfo Colombo, later dubbed Russ Columbo. Born in Camden, New Jersey on January 14, 1908, it was not hard to see the Russ Columbo influence in the later crooning of Frank Sinatra and Perry Como. Called variously the Romeo of Song, the Singing Valentino, and Radio's Revelation, the dashing Columbo was romantically linked with silent star Pola Negri and Carole Lombard.
In my heart a song of love is taunting me, melody taunting me.
A child prodigy violinist, Russ Columbo segued into the emerging world of movie talkies by dubbing singing for actors Gary Cooper and Louis Stone.
And you call it madness.
In 1931, Russ Columbo recorded his first hit and theme song, You Call It Madness, But I Call It Love. Madness rocketed Russ to stardom on NBC Radio. His agent engineered a rivalry between Columbo and CBS's Bing Crosby, dubbed the Battle of the Baritones. The duo squared off in competing engagements, with Bing wowing him at Times Square's Paramount Theater and Columbo selling out the house across the river at the Brooklyn Paramount. On August 31, 1934, Russ Columbo was visiting his friend, Hollywood portrait photographer Lansing Brown. Russ Columbo died of a pistol wound in Brown's study. A coroner's inquest ruled the death a tragic accident. Lansing Brown struck a match to a thought-to-be empty dueling pistol, igniting some gunpowder residue and ricocheting a bullet off a desk and into Columbo's skull. Russ Columbo's mother, Julia, was believed to be terminally ill at the time of his death. She was not told of her son's passing. His mother, though, survived for a decade more, believing her son was still alive. Russ's father, Nicola, falsified letters, signing them as Russ, writing of Russ's success as a singer and actor. A great crooner, a voice snuffed out before achieving his greatest fame. Russ Columbo, dead at age 26.
I'm just a prisoner of love.
Famous last. The last American president not born in a hospital was Lyndon Baines Johnson. Mr. Johnson was born in a farmhouse in Texas in 1908. The last time tug-of-war was featured as an Olympic event was at the Antwerp, Belgium Games of 1920. Paramount Studios' The Four Feathers was the last U.S. mainstream silent movie. It was released in 1929. On January 6, 1931, 2 days before his death, Thomas Edison executed his last patent application, number 1093, a holder for electroplating metals. The last gold coins were circulated in 1933. The Gold Reserve Act of 1934 made it a crime for private persons to own gold bullion. Love Is Here to Stay was the last musical composition George Gershwin composed before he passed away on July 11, 1937. The last Union Civil War veteran, Albert Wolfson, died on August 2, 1956, at age 109. December 1, 1955. In Montgomery, Alabama, Rosa Parks energized the civil rights movement by refusing to give up her bus seat in Montgomery, Alabama. As a lasting tribute to Rosa Parks' courage, that historic bus is on display at the Henry Ford Museum in Detroit. The fluoroscope foot X-ray machine was featured at Northeast Philadelphia's Castor Avenue Stride Right Shoes. This device made its last appearance in 1957 when Pennsylvania banned its use. Operation Sunbeam, the last atmospheric tests of nuclear weapons by the United States, were conducted in the Las Vegas, Nevada desert in 1962. The Beatles' last concert occurred at Candlestick Park, San Francisco on August 29, 1966. The last song the Fab Four played was Long Tall Sally.
Hey, baby, to get where you got to today, you got to roll a cigarette now, baby. You come a long, long way.
Cigarette advertising on radio and television was banned on New Year's Day, 1971. On New Year's Eve, 1970, the last cigarette commercial, an ad for Virginia Slims, was aired on The Tonight Show.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
American astronaut Eugene Cernan was the last human to set foot on the moon in December 1972. The last song that Elvis Presley ever performed was Bridge Over Troubled Water at his final concert in Indianapolis in June 1977. Paul Robeson, brilliant vocalist, athlete, actor, and human rights activist, spent the last years of his life at his sister's home in West Philadelphia. The house is now a museum dedicated to Mr. Robeson's greatness.
I'm so lonesome I could cry.
October 1, 1970, the final baseball game at Philadelphia's Connie Mack Stadium. Though it was Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, the parents of yours truly and his pals gave a special dispensation to attend this historic blast. Though the Phillies won, the fans ripped the park apart, frustrated by decades of poor Phillies play. The last edition of the Philadelphia Bulletin was published on January 29, 1982. The last General Motors Saturn, the Sporty Sky, rolled off the assembly line in July 2009.
Save the last dance for me, sweetheart. Give me one chance before we part.
Take the last train to Clarksville and I'll meet you at the station. You can be here by 4:30, 'cause I've made your reservation. Don't be slow. No. 'Cause I'm leaving in the morning and I must see you again. We'll have one more night together till the morning brings my train and I must go. No. And I don't know